So today we're going to do a book review on James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. This book is a timeless classic even still today, but even just to show the date on it, it still uses many references today in the self-help world. James Allen was as a teenager, when he was 15, his father died from a homicide. He started having to work instantly. So if this tells you anything about the time he's been through and the experience he has of the suffering to write this book, he wrote it when he was 38 years old. But he has many quotes. One is, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. And to give you a good example of that, that would be of saying, if you have a homeless mentality, if you want a nice car, but then you're having all these thoughts of, say, society, having a job is useless, you're eventually just gonna not get a job, and you can't work towards that next tier of self-improvement, of having the order. And then that segues into one of his other quotes: you don't attain success, you become it. So something like what that means is, a lot of people think it's something that you can attain, that it's tangible, you can have it. But success is more of a mindset. So it all starts with a thought. If you have negative thoughts, you're gonna live a negative life. It's gonna be self-fulfilling, really. And if you have successful thoughts, you can build off that and become successful in your endeavors. A lot of people seem to think that thoughts don't hold a real weight to it in the value of this world. But think about it like this. Thoughts crystallize into habits, and habits solidify into circumstance. So you can kind of view it as in the outer world is an expression of the inner world. So, like a lot of people might see this park as, this is a nice place to bring my dog to take a shit. So this is a shit field. There's some people who don't want to walk through this. They're gonna step in a pile of shit. Another person might look at this as a beautiful park to take their dog to walk. So they might bring their dog and walk here, and it might so happen that the dog takes a shit. There's a lot of people who seem to think that they have a power over their thoughts, a conscious control over the thoughts they think. However, once you realize that you hold very little control initially, that will, in the end, allow you to gain more control. Let me give you an example. Yale University did this study. You might hear Tony Robbins talk about this. They hold a cup. It's in the morning time. It's kind of a cold day. And it's about gauging people's generosity. So they had somebody ask for money. So they held a hot cup of coffee, tea, a hot beverage, and the warmth from their hands at the end allowed them to feel more generous. So say somebody asked them for money after that, and they'd give the person the money. They'd ultimately end the person giving them the money. And another side, the B side, the cold side, they give them a cold beverage with ice. And what this did was it made the people are cold in a sense. It's kind of like the metaphor, that person had a cold heart, or that person, they had a very warm presence about them. They're warm and it is inviting. Think about it like that. But just to know that the outer environment can also affect the internal environment. That's just a small example of how much our thoughts, our unconsciously, our subconscious, is actually controlled. Just look into this, make a conscious effort into where your thoughts lie. Good habits like this could be formed through meditation. And that's few of many gems in this book, As a Man Thinketh. I'd recommend it. It's a short read, a little less than 30 pages, but check it out.